Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. I'm SimGemini. If you are new to the channel, please subscribe down below. That way you will not miss any more of my upcoming videos. For those of you that are returning, welcome back. I apologize that this took me a really long time to get this build done. So let me introduce you to the new Bailey mansion. So I have the MC Command Center mod installed in my game for gameplay. And when I do play with that, I have the story progression on. So that means that your Sims can just go about their lives. If you choose them to, you could flag them if you don't want them to get married and have more kids or whatever on their own. But I choose to have my townies and other non-played Sims be able to develop their own lives. Well, one day I don't know what I was doing here in the, this is the Del Sol Valley, you know, the Get Famous expansion pack. And I was in that neighborhood just looking, I just kind of was curious about Thorne Bailey because I saw him pop up when I was playing one of my other families. I saw him pop up on one of the lots and I was like, oh gosh, here he is. He's still alive. He's an elder now, but he's totally alive still. And there was no sign of Octavia. So I decided to go check on Thorne to see where he was living. And he was still living in the same mansion because even with the progressive storyline, they can move out of a home. I mean, I have my settings so that they can move out and into other homes if you want them to. So Thorne was still living in his same mansion, but I noticed that there was a new female in the house with him and there were 2 children. So when I looked in on it, I had noticed that the 2 children, well, one of them had a different last name. It was not a Bailey. And he does have a son named, I think it's Orange, but Orange is an adult in my game. And actually, I think he's close to becoming an elder himself. But anyways, so when I hovered over the children's names, there was a child named Hugh. Hugh Bro, like, hey bro. No, it's spelled a little differently. It had, I think this is how you say it. I'm not even sure, but it was Breaux. So I just pronounced it as bro. I don't know what it is. And then there was this toddler, little blonde boy named Julio, and he was Julio Bailey. So I decided to take a peek into the family, and his new wife named Alexia. She had this really short, like pixie cut styled hairdo. Of course, she's a townie, so she was totally mismatched and in such a bad need of a makeover. So I decided to pop in and give her a makeover. And I think I also made over the children because I think the toddler was dressed kind of weird looking. So I made him over. And while I was at it, I decided, you know what? Thorne needs a new life. I mean, he has a new life, but he needs a new home. He can't be sharing the same home that him and Octavia shared. So I decided to kick out the guy, evict the guy that was located on the lot above them. So this is built on the 64 by 64 lot at the very top in the Celebrity Mansion area in Del Sol Valley. And this house, the total cost is $611,000. So $611,533. And I decided that I was going to make it a mansion, of course, because he's a celebrity and he deserves a mansion and he knows he deserves a mansion. And I had never made a mansion before at any point. Even when I played The Sims 3, Sims 2, back then when I built houses, I built them like simple little boxes. I didn't care about shape. I think back then we couldn't even like angle the furniture and all that crazy stuff. Well, in Sims 3 you can, but I think in Sims 2 you couldn't do it. So everything was snapped to grid. And I really got frustrated with building back then. So I gave up on building and I would just download lots. And then it got to the point where so many people were making custom content lots that I didn't even download any lots from the gallery, that I just end up building a bunch of boxed houses. And, you know, they're very similar in shape and so bland. But anyways, back to the build. So I looked on Google Images and came up with just a couple of photos for reference. And this home there was like an actual floor plan for it. So that is actually how I started the build, is I was trying to mimic the floor plan, but I didn't do it exactly because I kind of just fixed it to my own taste. And I definitely changed the upper stairs, the second floor plan into how I wanted that to be. So I think it's nothing similar to the plans that I viewed at all on that second floor. And then the outside of the house, it did have like a little bit of a Mediterranean look, but I got frustrated with trying to make the roofs a little bit more rounded looking. And actually, to spare you from my pain of trying to roof this house, I did speed it up, because here in the video, it just looked like I just put the roofs on, but I actually fiddled with them quite a bit. And I even fiddled with them off camera. I also changed some of the wall shapes, and I changed the floor plan a million times. And rather than make you suffer through all of that, I decided to go ahead and cut out that. Now, I don't show everything in this build. This video is like 50 something minutes. Well, 46 minutes, I think we're at. And that is including a house tour. And the house tour itself, I want to say the house tour might be 10 minutes long, just because I actually went in and video recorded, like 360 views of the rooms. And I did not even video record every single room because there just was so much footage already from just building the house that I just didn't have time. And, I had to kind of pick and choose which rooms I wanted to show because this is such a large house. So let me start off by saying that this house took me exactly 1 week to build. Well, I wouldn't say the building took me 1 week because I started it last Friday, which was Easter weekend. I started the build then, and by Sunday, so I worked on it all day Saturday, except for a couple of hours I was out getting my hair done. And I worked on it, so most of the day Saturday, and I worked on it all day Easter. I decided to stay home instead of spending time with my family. I know I'm terrible, but I just was so exhausted from a long work week, and my son wasn't here with me either. So I just wanted some time to myself, and I decided to just continue to work on this build over Easter Sunday. And even by then, I would say that I did have most of the build done. Most of the shell was done. I think that is also the day that I had started working on the landscaping of this house. And I was quite frustrated because I had done some of the landscaping and my Sims game had crashed. And if you follow me on Twitter, you probably would have seen my frustration with that. But the game had crashed. It didn't save. So I had to go back and do my landscaping. And then what had happened is I didn't notice, but my recording software, because of the Sims crashing, I don't know which one crashed first, but I have a feeling that it was my recording software that actually crashed and caused the Sims to crash. But when it crashed, it lost all of my footage. It was not recording. And then what I did was it didn't actually show it as crashing. It was showing my screen of the save in the Sims game where it was just spinning and spinning like it was trying to save. And I didn't realize that my recording software had crashed. So I went ahead back in after I booted up the Sims again and just started doing more landscaping, thinking that my recording software was still recording because it said it was recording. And then when I checked on the footage, I found out it did not record a single thing. So I lost about pretty much most of the landscaping in the front yard. And that's okay because that just helps me edit this video a little bit faster. And then something else happened. I lost the footage when I was decorating the kitchen. I don't know what happened. It didn't record. So this was a very frustrating build for me, even though I'm really happy with it. It's nice. It's cool. It's luxurious. I definitely want to take a break from building any large builds for a while. This is my second largest build. My other large build I did was my 100 baby challenge home. And if you go back to my channel, you can easily find that. That was actually a 3-part series for videos because there was so much footage. So that house was a very large house, very similar. I think it was also 5 bedrooms. So other details about this house, it is a 5-bedroom, 5-bath, and it includes a butler bedroom, and the butler has his own bathroom. Downstairs, there is a guest bathroom, and Thorne, so the master bedroom and the master bathroom is located downstairs. And then I made a closet for Thorne, and Alexia has a walk-in closet. So when I looked in on this family, Alexia had no fame. She didn't have a job, but I imagine that someone that was with Thorne couldn't be a nobody. I figure that he is going to pick someone who's kind of in the spotlight. So I decided to make Alexia be an influencer. She's a YouTuber, if you will. So I made her own, her walk-in closet has like the little step up thing. I forget what it's called, but it's from the Get Famous, where they step on and they have they can get a makeover. Like you can choose someone in the household to give them a makeover for their clothing, style them basically. And then also in her closet, she has a makeup artist or makeup chair, rather, hair styling chair. So someone can also do her hair and makeup in her wardrobe. And then, upstairs, I made her have her own private office, and that is where she records her videos, and it's very pink and very princessy-like. Unfortunately, you do not get to see me actually build her office, and that is because there just is not enough room in this video. It was just so long, I couldn't show every little thing. So what I'm doing here in the video right now is just placing place marks. Placeholders, if you will, just to remind me what I'm designating as those rooms. In the, let's see, so downstairs, there is a dining room, formal dining room. There is a living room. There is the family room that is connected to the kitchen. And see, this is all that is left of the kitchen. I apologize that you don't really get to see me build it, unfortunately. I'm not sure what happened there with the recording, why the footage is missing. I'm not sure if that was before the crash or what happened here, but I really love building kitchens. It's my absolute favorite. It's my absolute favorite. So I'm really disappointed that there's no footage of this. But anyhow, so there is a laundry room that's kind of connected behind the butler's room. And you do see that. I believe that I showed the footage for building that. And then there's garages in the beginning of the build. I'm not sure if you had noticed, but I had built a 2-car garage on one side of the house, and then there is a 1-car garage right across from it. And in the 2-car garage, that's the side of the house where the kitchen is, where the butler's room is, the laundry room. And so I put a door to go from the laundry room to that garage. And then there's another door that has the security camera room. I kind of just added that last minute because I kind of felt like it was something that was needed for a proper celebrity, that they need a security room. And even though this build is so large, there just really wasn't a place where it would have fit in properly. So it kind of had to get built in one of these little cutouts on the side of the walls there. There is, let's see, upstairs, downstairs, there is a little nook where there's kind of like a little office area. It's in mint green and gold and white. It's super cute. I don't believe I show the footage for the recording of that. So at the end of this video, there will be a full house tour. And in the house tour, I do include most of the rooms that you do not see me build, except for the bathrooms. Because there were so many bathrooms, I decided to skip out that part because there were other rooms that I wanted to feature in the house tour. So if you really want to see this house at its best, I just recommend that you download it into your game and check it out. You will not regret it because it is so much fun. I did play test the house, and the only bugs I really found was there was one in the laundry room. What happens is you'll see this cute little shelf I put over the hampers, or laundry baskets, if you will. And unfortunately, I guess maybe the way the shelf was, it was too low or something. So when I had the butler try to do the laundry, he couldn't do it. He kept saying he couldn't access it. So there was an issue there. There's also an issue here with the butler's desk. So this is the butler's room, and the desk, for some reason, the desk works. It's the computer. I don't know what it is, but he cannot use that computer. He never even sat in that chair, and I swapped out the chair several times. I tried moving the desk back, and for some reason, it's just being really finicky. He just would not sit at that desk. So it's just more for looks. It's not really going to be playable, and that's okay because there are several computers throughout the build that your Sims can use. There is one in Alexia's office. There is one, Thorne has his own office as well, so there's one in there. The children do not have their own computers, but I did give a tablet, I think, to the child. And then there is the computer that's down in the nook area, so the family could use that computer if they needed. I think that's it. So I think there's only 3 computers in the house, but that's plenty of computers to get whatever it is that you need done here. So this is the laundry room. And I thought it looked really cute by stacking up a bunch of these shirts to look like they were freshly folded. And then I stacked some towels in there as well. I just wanted to make it look like this butler is working hard. And speaking of butlers, I personally have never played with a butler in the house. And even though I've had Get Famous for a while now, I actually have never played the full celebrity route. I've kind of just dabbled in it, but I've never really thoroughly played it. So I never played with the butler, and I know, sorry, butler is not from Get Famous. Butler is from the luxury pack. But I decided to try to play test the butler for the house tour so that he could look like, or she could look like they were cooking in the kitchen, that they're doing laundry, whatever around the house. But butlers are very frustrating in this game. They do not cooperate. First of all, you can never find the butler when you need them. I don't know where the heck they disappear to, but you can never find them. And when I did find them, when I clicked on the butler to give him a task, for some reason I kept getting errors that, this task could not be completed because he's busy doing another task. So I found that very frustrating. And what I did was, for the house tour, I decided to go to the gallery and download a butler. So I downloaded this butler. His name is, let me see, I have it written down here. I think it was Mr. Alfred Bates. Yes, Mr. Alfred Bates. So if you just do the hashtag butler, you'll see him. He's kind of suave looking. And it's funny because when I was doing some of the house tours, at one point I had Alexia, the wife, was in the hot tub. And for some reason, the butler decided to take a dip in the pool while she was out there in the hot tub. And he's like very creepily staring at her in the hot tub. Like, no joke, he's almost by the ladder getting ready to crawl out, or climb out rather. And he's looking up at her in the hot tub with this very, very creepy look. And then he gets out of the pool, and he has the most chiseled body, way more chiseled than Thorne Bailey. So Thorne Bailey, you're in trouble because, well, Alexia didn't even pay attention to him. But you never hire help that is way more attractive than your own spouse in the house. I just made a rhyme. Anyways. So he's kind of creepy, but at least he was cool enough. He has very high cooking skills, and I was able to control him and make him play as the butler to this household for my screenshots and footage. Let's see what else. I think there was an issue with the laundry pile in the child's room. Hugh is his name. But I fixed that. I just moved the pile over a little bit. And please, when you download this lot, make sure that you have your bb.moveobjects on, because before you even load the house, as myself and many, speed builders use that cheat and place objects. And if you don't have it on, then you're going to have a lot of missing items and you will not let the build have its true beauty. So just make sure you have that on. So another thing I did over the weekend while I was building this house was I decided to spam watch, or not spam watch, that's not the right word, marathon watch Devin Bumpkin. And I am an absolute fan of him. I mean, not only is his personality and his commentation just, you know, very entertaining, but, and his accent, of course, is very pleasant to listen to, but he really does some amazing builds. And I cannot tell you how distracted I was. I'm trying to build my lot here, and I kept having to like stop my recording software. That's probably why I lost some footage. I had to stop my recording software so I could just watch him, because I had it playing on my television. So it was more of listening to him doing his commentaries on his videos. And then every once in a while I would glance up and see what he was building. And oh my gosh, he just really makes some amazing builds. He's very creative. So that's what I ended up doing over the weekend. And I cannot even tell you how many videos of his I watched. And as I was doing this build, I kept thinking, oh my gosh, I've probably watched Devin do like 20 or so houses in the time that I am still building this house and haven't even gotten to the editing part. And I know obviously he's uploading finished products, but from what it sounds like, he may take like maybe just a day or so to make a build, maybe 2 days with all the editing. But I'm like, oh my gosh, I think by Tuesday, I was done actually building the house, completely done furnishing, because sometimes it was taking me, I would come home from work and I was still furnishing a couple rooms here and there, and it was still taking me a couple hours to do that. And then Thursday night, I started doing a lot of my, like house tour footage. So that took quite a bit to do that. And then here we are Friday, where I'm doing the final touches of editing. Actually, I did edit some last night too. But, this is taking me a whole week, and I shouldn't compare myself to other builders, because I know, like, I'm very proud. Like every speed builder, I'm sure we're all very proud of our work. We know how hard we've worked on these things. And I want to make sure that I'm going to build things right, because the last thing I want is to get comments of people saying that something's not working or something just looks terrible. Like, I never want to have a build that is going to come off terrible. And not everyone's going to like my builds, and I understand that. That's fine. Don't download them then. I guess if you don't like them, don't download them. And actually, to be fair, I have never had any negative comments about my builds yet. I did have issues with building this pool. So this is actually the second attempt at building it, because I wanted it to look like an infinity pool. But the way that the lot was situated, the only way you could do that is by elevating the lot and placing a foundation on the house. And I didn't want that. I didn't want there to be a foundation around the house. I didn't really want stairs to step up in the house. I wanted it to just be this nice flat entrance into the home. So the only way that I could make this waterfall work was I had to, obviously go down and build that little basement area. And I had never done this before. I had never built a waterfall like feature. So I had to go watch a couple of videos on YouTube on how to do it. And it took me several YouTube videos until I found one that was, had the basics of what I was looking for. And then I wanted it to look like the water was extended out to the end of the lot here, so that you had this beautiful view of the Delso Valley. And I don't know what it was, but it just kept giving me goofy errors about the boundaries and everything. And then how it let me get that little angle up there by all of that hanging greenery, I don't know, because I could not mimic that again. So I just had to go over it with rocks just to cover it up. And so that's what I did. So I placed a bunch of rocks on the edges there. I didn't want to do rocks all the way around the pool, but just more to hide the initial area of where the waterfall was going to. And then I recently got the Jungle Adventures pack, and there were these bunches of like already, well, in the show hidden objects, there were, well, debug, I guess you call it, there were a bunch of these bunched up like Amazonian looking plants and stuff. So I end up placing those around the pool, and it's not shown there because I find it later on. And I'm not sure if I actually show that, but you will notice it in the house tour at the end. But the reason why that I wanted to rebuild the pool was because the first time that I built it, I did play with the terrain tools. So I kind of just pulled the terrain down and then, you know, just stacked a bunch of rocks. But then it just didn't look very natural. Even there was a bunch of rocks around it, it just looked kind of out of place. So that's why I wanted to build that waterfall look. And I actually was inspired by one of Devin Bumpkin's builds, in which I think it was like an outdoor retreat lot that he built, like a spa. I want to say that it was a spa, and he made this waterfall pool, and it's so cool. You've got to go watch that video. But it looks like the pools are, you know, they're going off in each level, like 4 levels of this pool. It's just really neat looking. And so that's what he used, was the spa day waterfall or water fountains to make it look like the water was shimmering down the waterfall. And so that is why when I saw that, I'm like, oh, that's how I want my waterfall to look. I want it to look more natural like that. So that is why I went ahead and, you know, redesigned the pool. And so I hope you guys like the pool. It's really pretty. Actually, it's kind of sad because the whole front of the front of the house is very plain. It doesn't look very grand at all, in my opinion. But the backyard really does this house justice. And that's my intention of the build, is because I want it to be like the family wants to spend time out in this backyard because it's so grand. You just see that beautiful valley down there. And at night, it's so pretty with like the spotlights and the, you know, from like all the clubs and stuff down there. And I wanted the family to spend a lot of time out here. So I actually built, there are there's an indoor lanai, there's a covered lanai, 2 covered lanais, I guess you could call it. And so really the family is going to be spending a lot of time out in the sunshine. And also in the backyard, I build a little like play area for the children where it has like the pirate ship. There's a little monkey bars. And the little toddler slide, I put it in that same little area. And then I made this cute little kind of enclosed sand area for the kiddie pool. And I put like a little, I think it's from the toddler pack. There's like this little sun cover, like it's not really an umbrella. They look like little sails to me, but I put that over it to make it like a little covered area, you know, so you can protect your toddler's precious skin while they're out enjoying the water. You'll see that at the end in the house tour. And, you know, the backyard is just really fun. There's just so many places for them to just sit and hang out. So there's a covered lanai off to the kitchen and the family room area. And I went into the debug menu and found like these little water bottles. I think they're from the Jungle Adventures pack as well. And there were like a couple of soda cans I put on some tables, but mainly the water bottles. I wanted them. So that little area the furniture is a little bit fancier looking. So it's not like wicker. It's not like the wicker patio furniture that you'll see later. And then off of the master bedroom here, so this is the master bedroom for Thorne and Alexia. There is this little lanai off to the side there that is enclosed, and I just wanted that to be all white. So all the furniture is white in there, and there's white potted plants and a little bar. And actually there's several bars that I placed throughout the house. Upstairs, there's a movie theater. Thorne has his own private gym. He has a recording studio because I assume he's still a musician. So he's got the little recording studio there. He's got his own little like massage tables in his bathroom. He has his private gym. There is a sauna up there for him as well. And then I found this photo. I had them take a fan photo of him. So the photo of him is hanging in there. Hopefully it's still there and it's not part of the debug menu or anything weird like that. But we're coming towards the end of this video. Please like this video if you liked it. Subscribe down below. Down below, we'll have the download link for this lot to find it easily in the gallery. You can also look for me in the gallery by doing hashtag SimGemini. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Don't know what we have to do, but someone's gotta change. You got issues that makes you a fuss, but someone's gotta change. If we never ever met before, if I never opened up my door, yeah, 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 yeah. If we never ever got to start, if I never opened up my heart, yeah, 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 yeah. You but I don't think I can. If we never ever met before, if you never opened up my door, yeah, 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 yeah. If you never ever got to start, if you never opened up my heart, yeah, 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 yeah. You're about to lose me, just like that, just like that. You're about to lose me. Forever's never gone so fast. Forever's never gone so fast. Why you gotta be so hard? Sitting thinking in my car. I don't know what we should do. Do you? Do you? You're about to lose me, just like that, just like that. You're about to lose me. Forever's never gone so fast. Just like that, just like that. Forever's never gone so fast. Just like that, just like that. Hey. Forever's never gone so fast.
I walk in shadows. No one ever sees me, sees me. I'm losing every battle. Can somebody save me, save me? I never know which way I'm supposed to go. All I do is stare out my window. I feel just like a ghost that you walk right through. I feel like a shadow. I just wanna know, am I insane, insane? I just wanna know, am I insane, insane? I never know which way I'm supposed to go. All I do is stare out the window. I just wanna know, whoa, am I insane? I sit in silence. Nobody can hear me, not even when I'm crying. I need someone to save me, save me. I never know which road I'm supposed to take. Every choice I make gives me headache. I feel just like a ghost that you walk right through. I feel like a shadow. I just wanna know, am I insane, insane? I just wanna know, am I insane, insane? I never know which way I'm supposed to go. All I do is stare out the window. I just wanna know, whoa, am I insane? Am I insane? Whoa, am I insane? Am I insane? I sit in silence. Nobody can see me, see me. Nobody can see me, see me. I wonder, can you hear me, hear me? I just wanna know.